welcome back. Why? We've said it before, because rugby. Okay, it was an amazing weekend of big rugby headlines. The Boks women, unbelievable. When you think of the journey that's taken them to this point, they stood toe-to-toe with New Zealand, the world champions, in their first ever World Cup quarterfinal. In fact, they were drawing at half-time before the Black Ferns showed some class to win 46-17, but not reflective of the ladies' performance. Unbelievable. Then, of course, in Wellington, the Springboks produced what some are calling that side, the performance of the ages, for every age, a 43-10 victory, handing the All Blacks their heaviest defeat, in fact, in history, and putting South Africa back on top of the world. Don't care about the ratings, we're just on top of the world. To dive into it all, you can hear the emotional investment. We are joined by Adrian Endley from Good Hope FM, and then our very own Zoe Human, Volks Bay, women's rugby player and MC. Go rugby. Come on, go sports. I brought along my sports enthusiast because
I'm excited.
That's how this started, okay? All of the nonsense with the tablet, but just amazing to have you guys here. I've got to ask, as much as we're going to delve into the Boks, just the pride around how the women performed very quickly. Are you okay this weekend? Are
honestly,
you okay?
if any of you watched that first half, 10-all by the end of it,
I believe.
Everyone believed. I think we all sat here thinking, no, the women are out this weekend. But that first half really said, no, we are on this world stage. We are meant to be here.
Completely.
Unfortunately, we didn't have the gravitas to carry it in the second half. And
we didn't have the squad depth. We didn't have the 20 years of preparation. I get that. Okay, so let's look at the one side of the rugby coin that kind of came back into its perfect place. The Springboks. Putting in the best performance of all time. Some New Zealand pundits are saying, okay, I don't know if that's them just rubbing it in, but this is one of the most incredible moments in rugby in relation to where we were last week.
100%.
How do you go from testing the squad and being lukewarm to the best performance the Boks have ever put together?
Yeah,
Damien
it's absolutely crazy.
Money in a book.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Mani.
Everyone sort of thought this would be a game where, look, we have nothing to lose at this point. Let's just put some young players on. Let's play like a really exciting rugby, and let's just get a few tries. We probably won't get a result, but let's see what happens. And that was the opposite of what happened. We completely dominated, which I think leaves Rassie with a lot of questions, you know, because he was sort of testing the waters here. But this was a very good side against a very good New Zealand team at home. So I think at the end of the day, we're obviously very happy, because it just shows how he's been, you know, sort of bringing these players in, and how even when we don't have our strongest team, we can still perform.
Yeah, no, we've got, I think, 3 generations worth of development going. Good-looking, gorgeous, amazing young rugby players. They are going to carry, and some of the stalwarts still obviously doing what they do. But for Rassie, when in the relation to the rugby championship, to hit this kind of form, when we were pretty much dead and buried a week ago.
And now we're in it.
Argentina are doing favours as they do, and for the first time it's not against us. Normally that's when they find the magic, but this has got to be good. When you think of the young players, and almost there's a tier below that are supporting, clearly we are okay. I'm actually thinking about the next World Cup, never mind the rugby championship.
Really? Are you already on that?
I'm there. But things are looking good for Rassie, peaking at the right time.
It's looking absolutely amazing. I didn't expect it. We didn't expect it.
Sure.
I'm excited to see what's next. I mean, Hooker. Ethan,
Ethan Hooker, yeah.
Next level. I'm so excited for the future of our rugby in this country.
I always wonder if there's any pressure when you are now at the top again and you've made history once again, that you have to continue down this way. I mean, the disappointment from that is going to hurt too much as a country. So they have no choice but to keep winning.
And we do like a little bit of underdog every now and then, but I think we've developed a winning culture.
I think we now have our men's team as like, you have to win, and our women's team as, let's see you rise, let's see you grow.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that rise and that grow? Unbelievable performance against the world best. You know, as you said, by halftime, I think we had it. We thought, okay, we can step toe to toe. What does this mean for South African women's rugby from your perspective? How much of a shift have you seen over the last few weeks?
I mean, this is massive, not just for the team, but I think just for the public as well. I mean, the amount of people who've been talking about this game, who, you know, before this year probably have never even watched a women's rugby game. It just sort of shows that, you know, the women's team, that name is getting out there. We are getting behind them as well. I just think that in terms of the fact that they could go toe-to-toe against the best in the world for a full 40 minutes. Again, they aren't at their peak yet, and they were able to do that. It just shows that the future is very exciting for this rugby team.
Future's looking bright, man. Now, Zoe, looking forward, the next 4 years, the next World Cup, whatever it may be, what do you think we still need to get there? Do you think we're on the right track? Is there any more that we could take, maybe even from the men, to implement on the side of the women's team?
All their money.
All their fun.
Agreed.
Please take out 20 Rand tickets and make it 100 Rand because people want to be there.
Yeah.
I think the solution for us over the next 4 years is really investing in our young girls and investing in women's rugby at a club level. I think if you look at community rugby, I think it's a bit unrealistic to say, let's put rugby in every single school. But I think slowly but surely we're making a difference at club level. I mean, you look at a place like Hamilton's, they're the oldest rugby club in Africa, 1800s.
Yeah, 100%.
And they have their first women's team this year. It's about really looking at those clubs and saying, okay, now we've got a pool to really pull from. Because if you're creating those opportunities to find the women, we are going to have such a great list of options come that time.
I'm thinking of facing you in a varsity level rugby match, which would be quite terrifying to me. And I think there is that. I love the fact that you're highlighting that because we've seen it in football, which has been underserved in the same space within the school structure. You kind of need a bridge to there, to there, to there.
I mean, we make it a must for football. I mean, you say you will drop a league if you don't have a women's team or a youth team.
Exactly.
So let's do that.
Make
Let's
it,
really
make it a
carry
gateway.
that across.
100%.
Yes.
It's also definitely time for corporates to put their money where their mouth is now.
Give me the money.
Ultimately, where the money's flowing, that is where you're going to get all the development. And we've seen it with the men. They have so many sponsors, so it's time for the women as well to get as many sponsors.
I don't
The case study
Let's not be
there.
amateurs anymore, guys.
Yeah.
Let's make them the pros they
Well,
are.
I hate to say it, but we better get it right in the country or we're going to lose everyone. It's going to be at Exeter and all over the world.
Harlequins.
Exactly.
But this is what I'm saying. They have been on show and they have been the show. We've seen scenes of young English boys going to South African players and connecting with them on that level. Do you think this was what the T20 Women's World Cup did for women's sport? It's starting to feel like that. Do you think this has been that level of
Most
marker move?
definitely. I mean, you've seen young boys, young girls, everyone has gotten involved in watching this game and really finding the joy in women's rugby. And I think it's not a comparison of, is it the same as men's rugby?
Yeah.
It's a
It's a
completely
different
different
beast.
game.
Yeah, completely.
On average, the women's ruck speed is nearly double that of the men's speed in general. So when you have those sort of statistics, it's going to be a different game. It's going to be a different pace. And that's very exciting to me.
It is exciting. Well, I will say thank you to Adi as well as Zoe that no matter what happens on the field, the Springbok women are definitely making waves in rugby, period.